I used to start as a humble collector of wine, working in venture capital and finance and buying wines. And then in 2007, 2008, I realized that wine was highly tradable, obviously having been involved for a while. So I set about setting up another company, which I did. And then upon leaving that business, started a charity called Wine to Water, where we did wine tastings and gave the money to build wells and water facilities in sub-Saharan Africa. And I met my business partner in a bar in Miami. And he admitted to become, well, he admitted to come from a family of well-known vintners, and he became a trustee of the charity. And we talked for a long time and thought that it was a good idea to start IG Wines, so that's what we did. But we built IG Wines up since 2011, and today we have probably 20 staff in the UK, 5 or 6 staff in New York, where we have a warehouse and a retail license, and we trade the leading wines of the world. We buy and sell on release, on Premier, and we trade heavily on the secondary market with client wines, brokering wines that have been stored in bond with us since inception, and sort of as a holistic process, broking, trading, and that's our business really. We started out with the idea that the industry, and this is rightly or wrongly, wasn't served very well for people that wanted, one, lots of communication about wine. I felt rather, that when I used to buy wine, it was an email with a tasting note, a price and a score, and that was it, and it was sent out, and you replied, and that's how wine was done. When you wanted to sell that wine, there was no facility for selling that wine, and there was no facility or understanding how to rationalize your cellar or portfolio. So when we started out, we wanted to create this more holistic experience for people, that they could get a lot of information, data, communication about the wine, the winemaker, what made the wine great on release, then be able to live the journey of that wine. Say if they bought a wine in 2010, know the price of it through the time they've been holding it, know the evolution of the wine, and get advice on whether they should drink it, buy it, drink it, deliver it home, store it longer, and often because clients buy 4 or 5 cases, whether they should resell some so they can buy younger vintages, and just take care of the whole process. So we started just selling wine to our friends, and then eventually we started writing editorial style emails. We went from a 2,000 database of people reading it to 50,000 in 18 to 24 months. So we almost semi-pivoted as a business then. Well, all of it really, quite frankly. So from recording, this is very key, so from recording new sales, primary stock sales, and the process of that, whether that be Bordeaux, Burgundy, or whatever else, or we obviously buy a lot of Napa wine because of the US business. But we're moving a lot of that stock from the US to the UK and back and forth. Obviously we have clients in the US that want European stock and vice versa. Recording that from inception through to the warehouse, whichever warehouse it is. We have a warehouse in Bordeaux. It's not our warehouse, we have a chamber and a warehouse there. 4 chambers in London and a warehouse in the US, which requires us knowing where each case is, but also simultaneously being able to allocate that correctly to clients. But where a real start of the new journey has occurred for us, and I believe that this will be something that we work on together, now our clients are getting very detailed information when the case lands. They get an update of when the case lands. They get information about, right, would you like it delivered now? Here are your in-bond charges. It's very easy for us now to charge storage, because we can instantly get a client say, yes, I'd like it stored or not, then the storage invoice will run through that year. And that's actually a very simple thing that should happen in the industry, but I know for a fact that most major merchants are still several years in arrears in charging the storage. So through the storage process, that's enormous. And then what we do in this industry is a lot of consignment, as you know, so brokering client wines. A client might have a portfolio that they'll sell some of it, so we can immediately upload that wine onto our platform, onto our e-commerce, and those wines become instantly available. And of course, we're working together on plans to be able to then create a further evolution of that, so that clients can list their own wines through their own platform. And what I'd love to see within the next 3 to 5 years is the facility to be there for a private client, an individual, to have an automated process that they can do almost entirely on their own. Not that we won't support them in that process, but that's the key. And then that reflects also in us being able to report better in terms of our sales, the cost of our operations, and of course, well, you know, you can pick your own software platform, but accounting platform, but it works very well with Xero, and so our reporting to shareholders and our internal reporting's been much improved. What I would do is I would focus not on just revenue. I would focus on systems and planning for success, because the life cycle of a business hopefully isn't just 1 year, it's evolution over decades. And to do that, you know, you need the right systems, but you need the right focus on profitability rather than just trying to gain market share.